Hey, what's up? Long time no talk. This feels a little awkward. I feel like I've kind of ghosted you guys a little bit, and I didn't mean to do that. I've been posting shorts, that's the thing. Like, I have still been posting over the last month, but I haven't posted a long talking to the camera video in a while. So this video is to explain to you where I've been and where my channel is going moving forward, because there's some changes coming. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving YouTube. Let me just get that out of the way. I'm not gonna clickbait you into watching the whole thing just to tell you that I'm not leaving YouTube, but the content on my channel is going to be changing a bit, so I want to tell you about that. I want to tell you what's been going on with me, mental health wise, non-mental health wise, and other etc. I love that that's the only category I could think of right now, but I do also have some fun makeup to play with. I got some new eye paints from Half Magic Beauty. I've got this brush which I've had a ton of fun fidgeting with here, because you just pull it up and the brush comes out and then goes back in. It's really fun. So I'm gonna do a fun colorful eye look, and yeah, we're gonna have a chat. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is just film and get ready with me's, where I just chat with you as if you're in the room, even though I'm literally talking to nobody, but it's fun for me, okay? So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you wanna have this light casual get ready with me, do your own makeup, go grab a snack, go get a drink, go grab a furry friend, and subscribe and keep on watching, because it's coming at you right now. So, elephant number one in the room. Does an elephant have to be a bad thing in order to be an elephant in the room? Because this is not necessarily a bad thing, but elephant in the room. If you've been a subscriber of mine for a while and you look down at my number of subscribers down there in the corner, one of these corners down there, you'll notice it's gotten a lot higher lately. And that's freaking awesome. Like, I'm truly losing my mind over this. My brain feels like it's unable to even process the amount of subscribers I've gained in such a short time, because I've been on YouTube since 2018, dude. Only really taking it super seriously since 2020, but I've been on YouTube for 5 years, dude. And for my channel to just now be like blowing up, blowing up in the scheme of how many subscribers I've gained in a short period of time is really freaking cool, and I'm super grateful. And if any of my new friends are watching this video, what's up? Welcome. My name is Gio. I'm a Virgo. I'm in love with my cat Bertram. I feel like that's all the pertinent information you need right now. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, to my friends who have been around for a while, you're probably like, what the heck? Where did all these new friends come from? It's shorts. It's YouTube shorts for sure. I had a couple of YouTube shorts that have blown up. My Taylor Swift one has like over 1 million views. My middle school story one almost has 1 million views too. And a lot of my other ones have just like randomly started taking off. I don't know if that's because I had one that did well, so now they're pushing other ones. I really don't know how the YouTube Shorts algorithm works at all, clearly. But yeah, that is where all those new subscribers came from. And it's really got me rethinking the way I need to do my content going forward. And don't worry, let me just tell you right now, because I know a lot of you aren't a huge fan of shorts. I am not going to be posting exclusively shorts forever. I am going to post more shorts though. So if you don't like them, feel free to just not watch them. I don't know, maybe there's a way to mute just shorts, but short form content isn't going away. TikTok started it, and then Instagram copied the model. Like, people are even posting short form videos on Twitter now. Like, it's everywhere. We can't escape it. So, especially if you're a content creator as your career, which I am. I don't know if all of you know that, but this is my full-time job. I am signed with a management agency, which is super freaking cool. I love them. But yeah, this is my full-time job. So when short form is taking over the internet, I gotta be on it, I gotta be posting short form, and I do enjoy it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm just like a business machine who just does whatever is performing well, because I really do like making the short form content. I feel like I get to do a lot of comedic editing with that, and I can make these like short little funny videos where I'm just kind of like bopping around. I feel like the chaotic energy really reflects what's going on in my head most of the time, so I love that about the short form videos. But as you've probably noticed, I haven't been posting a lot of longer videos lately, and that's just because I swear I have the same existential crisis on the nose in June every summer for like the last 3 summers, where I'm just like, what do I want to post on YouTube anymore? I don't even know what I want to post, because I evaluate my own watching habits and they change so rapidly. I mean, some of you might be familiar with this as a longtime YouTube consumer. I've been consuming a frick ton of YouTube since like 2008. I used to watch Juicy Star 07. I used to follow her Beachy Waves tutorials. I used to watch Smosh, like the original Smosh. Like I've been on YouTube for a while as a consumer, and my watching habits change constantly. Last year I went through a really big true crime phase. I pretty much exclusively watched true crime videos on YouTube. I watched a lot of Kendall Ray, a lot of Bailey Sarian, a lot of Stephanie Harlow, and then this year, about a couple months into the year, I stopped watching it as much, and nobody did anything wrong. I didn't start disliking the content, which, you know, true crime in general feels weird to say, like, I love true crime, I love people getting murdered. I don't love people getting murdered, but I used to enjoy the educational content. You know, I always felt like the true crime creators I was watching had sort of a lesson to their message, and you know, how to protect yourself in the future, how to just be aware of what's going on in the world. So that's what I really liked about it, but now I don't like watching it anymore. And I think that's very normal for us as ever-evolving humans to just not like a certain topic anymore and to need a break from it and to want to do something else. But all of this to say, you're probably like, what the frick does this have to do with you making beauty videos on YouTube? What the heck? All of this to say, my taste in the videos I'm consuming on YouTube has changed so drastically, and I don't really watch beauty videos on YouTube anymore. So for me to be putting up long form 20-minute reviews of makeup collections, tutorials, commentary on makeup makes me feel like a fraud, because that's not the content I like consuming, you know? And I like to make content that I like consuming too. I think that's where you see the passion. I think that's where you see the joy and what you're talking about. I really enjoyed doing the Taylor Swift series. I know I've taken a little break from that too, just because I've been so busy and they take so long to make and I put so much thought into them. But those I genuinely enjoyed making and editing because I was like, I like the topic of this content. This is really interesting. But I also know not all of you like Taylor Swift, so I kind of like keeping those to short form videos too. I don't know. I just want to make content that I enjoy watching and I enjoy editing. Editing YouTube videos takes a way longer time than editing reels. You know, I have like 20+ minutes worth of content at the end of it. Usually it's like an hour plus worth of content that I need to edit down into 20 minutes, and it just takes a long time. So if I'm gonna be editing for that long, it has to be a topic I'm passionate about. And right now, the makeup reviews, tutorials, and commentary are not something I'm feeling super passionate about in long form content. I'm gonna keep clarifying that because I'm still gonna make reviews of makeup just in shorter form, bite-sized pieces. Thinking about myself as a consumer too, like when I'm looking for a review for a product, unless it's really complicated and something I know nothing about, I want a short video about it. I want somebody to tell me how to use this and if the product is good in like a minute or less, you know? Same with tutorials. You know, I think it's totally different for YouTubers that are making like basic foundational makeup tutorials, like how to put on foundation, how to contour your face. But when it comes to like quirky, unique graphic liner looks, I don't personally go looking for long form tutorials. And the other thing is I have so many graphic liner tutorials on my channel already that I feel like if you do really want to learn the nitty gritty, all of the details and how to do graphic liner, they're there for you, babe. Like, they are on my channel. I have a playlist, like, the information is there. And again, I will still continue to post little tutorials and shorts for sure, but I just don't feel passionate about making them as super long videos anymore because that's not what I like to watch. So at this point, you're probably like, okay, we get it. You don't want to make long form beauty content anymore. Then what's happening with this channel? What are you gonna do? Because I did say I'm still making long form content, and this I hope won't be totally out of the blue for most of you because I talk about this kind of stuff in my beauty videos all the time, but I really want to start making longer form videos about mental health. In my head, I'm calling it a podcast just because logically that makes sense to me, but for some reason I feel a sense of shame when I say the word podcast out loud just because I think so many people have podcasts that I'm telling myself, of course you're making a podcast, which is literally just being me being mean to myself. But it's gonna be visual, you know, like it's gonna be video of me. Maybe eventually we go audio. I don't know. I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself, but I am really excited about it, and it's hard for me not to as a Virgo. But I talk about mental health a lot in my Instagram, and like I said, I talk about it in my makeup videos too. Back in 2020, I used to have a series on here called Makeup and Mental Health where I would talk about different mental health topics every week while I did my makeup. But this is where the podcast is gonna differ, okay? I don't wanna be doing my makeup at the same time, not because I don't love doing makeup, but to be honest with you, it's hard doing your makeup and talking about serious topics topics at the same time. With the get ready with me's, you know, it's a little different because we're casual. I acknowledge that it's casual right at the beginning of the video, but when you're talking about serious topics like mental health, anxiety, depression, like, it just doesn't feel right to be doing my makeup at the same time. I'm not saying I think it's inappropriate. I'm just saying it's hard for me to get the words out. I mean, you even notice in this video, I keep pausing to talk directly to you because I feel like what I'm saying is so personal. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have cute makeup on in the video, and I'll definitely post shorter tutorials of it, and I'll always put the details in the description box. Are you kidding me? I'm not a gatekeeper. I will literally never leave you hanging if there is a product that you wanna know about and you wanna know my opinion about, but I don't think I'm going to be doing the makeup in the videos. But okay, let me give you a little backstory of why I've felt so impassioned to talk about mental health lately. Like I said, I've always been passionate about talking about mental health. I have always been super passionate about talking about topics that feel taboo, topics that people are embarrassed to talk about, or they feel some sort of shame to talk about. I love talking about those. But I felt especially empowered to talk about mental health lately because I started taking anxiety and depression medication in February, and that's something I've shared on my Instagram briefly. I don't think I've shared it here yet, but it has changed my life for the better, more than I could have ever imagined. For years I told myself, I know I suffer from really bad anxiety, but like, I don't need to be medicated for it. Like, I don't suffer a needing medication amount of anxiety, as if that's an actual unit of measurement. But you know, we all downplay our feelings to ourselves, or maybe you don't have depression, so you don't. But I really downplayed my own feelings, being like, you know what, I don't need to be medicated. Like, this is fine. I'm just gonna keep going for my walks, taking my CBD, you know, doing my deep breaths, and that'll be fine. And I finally reached a breaking point where I was like, I can't get through a day without panicking about something. I can't get through a day without feeling this sense of impending doom, without feeling this sense of fear that something bad is going to happen. Yeah, I would say every time I leave the house, but even when I didn't leave the house, I just always felt like something bad was gonna happen. So I went online to hers because that's something I had heard about from a friend who got on anxiety medication, saying like, go take the quiz on hers, find out if a psychiatrist like actually thinks you have diagnosable anxiety, and it turns out I have severe anxiety and mild depression. So surprising probably to no one. It was shocking to me to see the depression part, just because I was like, really depressed? But a lot of them go hand in hand, you know? So I'll get more into my whole mental health journey in probably the first episode of the podcast, because this Get Ready With Me will be so long and I will completely forget to do my makeup if I keep talking about it. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. I've been on this mental health journey really at the start of this year, if I'm being honest. Like, I had a moment on January 1st, which I know a lot of people feel this way in the new year, but I'm telling you, this year was different for me. I woke up and I said, am I going to live in fear my entire life the way I have been, or am I going to actually start living? Because there was just like, I don't know, I feel like you see me on the internet and you probably think I'm a very peppy, very social person, but in reality, I barely left my house, you know, especially alone. That was like a big thing that I struggled with, is feeling afraid to even just go on a walk on my own in my neighborhood, which is very safe, especially during the daytime. Like, I just felt this sense of paranoia, hypervigilance, as my psychiatrist calls it. I just felt this constant sense of hypervigilance, like I needed to be on guard, on alert at all times, because something bad might happen. Somebody might harm me or my loved ones. And it was quite frankly really debilitating. So I decided this year, January 1st, that we were just gonna start doing scary things, and I was just gonna have to get over it because I wanted to start living. So I started going for a morning walk every day by myself, and that was going really well. But I reached a point at the end of January where just trying to do the brave things wasn't enough, because there was clearly something in my brain that was putting me into this sense of panic constantly, having panic attacks, having these horrible bouts of anxiety where I just had to like put an ice pack on my chest and just really try to deep breathe for a long time, and just like, it was horrible. And so I finally reached a point where I was like, oh, okay, let me go take this HERS survey. And the wave of relief I felt when they told me that no, this is not normal. This is not how everybody feels all the time, and you don't have to feel that way. That was an amazing feeling. It was also a terrifying feeling because, you know, as a horribly anxious person, I was like, oh, I really don't want to take medication because of the potential side effects. But I'm so glad that I was brave and did it anyways, because it's been so worth it. I love that I said I wasn't gonna talk about my mental health journey anymore because it would be too long, and then I kept talking about it, but there's a lot that I've left out, okay? So you better still watch this podcast. But I'm very excited about it. You know, the first episode will probably be mostly about my mental health journey, but then I wanna talk about other things. I wanna have guests on. I wanna have people who have different experiences come share their stories with me. I really want it to be kind of a free-flowing, like, talking about whatever I've been working on with myself, because you guys don't know this, but I've been working on myself. I've been working on the old brain in here, working on some inner healing. I've been going to a therapist. That's been really fun. So yeah, I just want to share what's been helping me so it can hopefully help you, share what I'm going through, what thoughts I'm struggling with, so that hopefully it makes you feel validated if you are struggling with those too, and maybe we can help each other out, because the reason I want to make this podcast is because all of the actual mental health information that I've gotten that's changed my life has been suggestions from friends, you know, and I'm not talking about stuff like go on this specific medication, go to this specific therapist from friends. I'm talking about like actual like suggestions of breathing exercises, of like, yeah, I guess I do kind of mean the medication, because like it was a friend who recommended to me that I take the survey on hers to figure out if I had anxiety and to figure out if I should be medicated for it. That was the advice of a friend. Like, I just want to talk about all the things that have helped me, that I've gotten from other people, because sometimes just hearing something phrased in a more casual way, you know, not coming directly from a therapist or a psychiatrist, just hits you better. I know for me it certainly has. Eventually, I'd also love to answer audience questions. You know, I'd love to get feedback from you guys about what you're struggling with so we can talk about it together and talk through it together. Because how many times when you're struggling with mental health stuff does it help to just talk it all out? Maybe that's just me. I'm an info dumper. I'm like, I need to dump everything out, not trauma dumping. I promise I'm not just gonna trauma dump on this podcast with you, but sometimes just getting it all out like helps you logically work your way through it. And I do want to do a lot of cool interviews with friends. I want to talk to other people about their experiences starting anxiety medication. I want to do a whole episode just talking about medication in general, because there were so many questions I had when I started that I was asking friends who I knew were already on medication. There were so many symptoms I was worried about that ended up not being anything to worry about. I just want to make an episode alone dedicated to talking about taking medication, just in case somebody is scared and needs some reassurance. I just have so much I want to talk about with mental health, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys more, because it's just a topic I'm very passionate about, and I think it's something that connects all of us. You know, we can all have different hobbies and interests and things, and like I said, I'll still be posting makeup content to my shorts, but we all have mental health struggles, and I just think it'll make us feel a lot more connected to talk about it together. See, this is why I need to do this podcast style where my makeup's already done, because I have so much trouble scheduling out doing steps at the same time as talking. I love talking right to camera. I know you're not here right now, but I know that you're gonna be listening eventually, and it just like makes me feel like I'm talking right to you when I just sit here and talk to the camera. But yeah, don't worry, I'm still gonna be posting makeup videos and shorts, and I'll probably still post long form makeup videos every once in a while. It's just not gonna be the majority of my long form content. You know, if a collection comes out that I really wanna review and you guys like need to know if it's worth it, then yeah, I'm gonna come on here. But just like coming up with fresh makeup content every week, it's been a struggle for me. I don't want to just review new products every week. I'm very privileged to get a lot of PR now, so I could, you know, very easily just review everything new that I get, but that's boring to me, and I don't think you need my personal... I've never viewed myself as like a super educational channel, you know, maybe with the graphic liner tutorials, but I'm not an expert on like product ingredients and pricing and everything. I just love makeup, and I love using it to express my creativity, as I did with this makeup look today. I like using it to de-stress. I like using it to unwind. See, it all circles back to mental health for me. So I hope you're as excited as I am about this new journey. I do have a name for the podcast, but I don't want to tell you yet because I haven't trademarked it. I don't know if I'm going to trademark it, but yeah, no, I just want to keep it a little secret, but you'll find out soon enough. So I'm super excited. I hope you are too. Check out my description box for all the makeup details on my face today. I think the look turned out super cute. I really like these new Half Magic eye paint colors, even the shimmery ones, really fun. But yeah, I will see you guys soon, and I will talk to you later. Bye!